especially when you think about your emotions. So I want to talk about your top 5 negative emotions. They are anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. Okay, these emotions are the very things that are going to be draining, literally sucking the life and the energy force out of yourself personally. So you want to listen up to this because this is very, very important. Let's just say that this is your timeline, right? And we said before that your self, your mind, your unconscious mind creates time in a linear fashion. So if I asked you whereabouts is your past, as in whereabouts were you when you were 20 or when you were 15, you would be able to tell me whereabouts that was, because within your mind, you go back logically, step by step by step, year by year by year, until you get to that year. And then you think to yourself, oh, this is what I was doing, or this is where I was. But this is what is very, very intriguing. The intriguing thing is here you are now within the blue, little stick man there doing your thing. But in the past, you've got these red crosses. Now, these red crosses are going to be events, things that have happened that have got unintegrated negative emotion on them. So a perfect example is, let's just say that when you were 5 years old, you had an event where something happened and maybe you got left behind. Maybe you feel like you were left out. Maybe you feel like you weren't heard, something like that. And all of a sudden, now that young child, that 5-year-old version of yourself has got a complex, has got a belief, has got a fear of being by themselves. And they've got a fear of abandonment, and they've got a fear of this and a fear of that, and whatever it might be. This is super common, right? Maybe something else happens when you're in grade 6. Maybe the teacher comes up and says, hey, can you do a speech in front of the class? I know that happened to me, all right? In my early years of school, I got asked to come up and do a speech in front of the class. I had no idea what I was talking about. I didn't even know what day it is, let alone what I was talking about. And what happened is the teacher said, no, you got to do it. So I did it, and it was absolutely horrific. And all the kids in the class laughed, as you probably would being so young, right? And kids can be brutal. Everyone started laughing at me, and I felt so ashamed. I felt so humiliated, so miserable, so insignificant that I had thoughts like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not loved, people don't like me, people hate me, people laugh at me, all these sorts of things. And it wasn't true. But what happened is, on that event, I stored all that unconsciously, and I started to play out that in my day-to-day life, in the now moment. So here's a little secret. You might want to write this down. If you want to truly live in the present, you have to let go of the past. I'm going to repeat that again. If you truly want to let go of the past, then you will truly be able to live in the present. So everything it is that's happened within your past, you're living it right now. It's like a record player in your mind, but because it's unconscious, you're not aware of it. And what happens is certain things happen within your life where these triggers, this stuff is then presented. And that's when, you get triggered. Maybe you get really angry, maybe you get sad, maybe you feel fear, maybe you feel hurt, anxiety, depression, whatever the things are that come along with life itself. It makes sense to understand how your timeline works. It makes sense to understand how you can clear out this stuff from the past so you can live in the present.